One of the most underrated player props in this upcoming Super Bowl is Noah Gray over 11.5 receiving yards. In 19 total games, Gray has surpassed 11.5 receiving yards 13 times, which is a hit rate of 68%. The Eagles are 31st in the NFL when facing 12 personnel plays. Meanwhile, the Chiefs are second in the NFL with plays ran and success rate in 12 personnel. Expect a heavy dose of multiple tight ends on the field. Andy Reid loves to run 12 and 13 personnel, which means we'll see a lot of Gray and Kelsey on the field a good majority of the time. A lot of bets be placed on Kelsey receiving props, but with him getting a lot of attention, Gray is a very sneaky play to surpass this number. Next, we have Xavier Worthy over 1.5 rushing attempts. In the last 5 starts, he has gone over this number 4 times, which is an 80% hit rate. The Chiefs will need to get creative in the run game against the superior defensive line that the Eagles have. Using end arounds or sweeps, Chiefs need to use Worthy to their advantage to stretch the field in the running game, and with his 4.2 40-yard dash, they have to use the speed. Worthy is second in the team in rushing touchdowns and second in yards per carry with at least 20 rushing attempts on the team. Andy Reid definitely needs to get creative in the running game. This is where I see Xavier Worthy getting over 1.5 rushing attempts. Now, let's talk about player prop parlay. One of them that I really like is Dallas Goedert and Travis Kelce alt receiving yard parlay. Dallas Goedert has gone over 40 plus receiving yards in 4 straight games, and he's expected to have a role in the passing game as he's averaging 4 receptions per game during the playoffs. In his sole game versus the Chiefs in his career, he has 5 catches for 56 yards and 1 touchdown. If you're really feeling juicy, go ahead with the Goedert anytime touchdown. Goddard over 40 receiving yards seems to be a very underrated play in this one. And let's talk about Travis Kelce. Kelce is expected to have a huge role versus the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles have allowed 23 receptions, 201 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns to the tight end position in the last 2 playoff games. The Eagles have done a great job shutting down wide receivers, but tight end seems to have found their way against his pass defense recently. The last time these two met in the Super Bowl, Kelce had 6 receptions for 81 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. In Kelce's career, he's averaging over 62 yards per game versus the Eagles. I definitely expect both tight ends to be utilized heavily in this passing game. This is one player prop parlay that I really like between these 2 tight ends. Another player prop parlay that I really like is Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes over 25 rushing yards parlay. In 3 games versus dual threat quarterbacks, the Chiefs are allowing an average of 72 rushing yards per game to the quarterback position. With the Chiefs having difficulty versus dual threat quarterbacks, they'll be going up against Jalen Hurts, who leads the NFL in rushing attempts at the quarterback position, and I can definitely see Jalen Hurts utilizing his legs more than he will in his arm in this game. In his last 12 starts, Hurts has gone over 25 rushing yards in the last 11, which is a 91.6% hit rate. Let's talk about Patrick Mahomes. He has started to utilize his legs more often in the postseason as he is second on the team in carries, rushing touchdowns, and yards per game. In 4 Super Bowl appearances, Mahomes is averaging 43 rushing yards. With the Chiefs' offensive line facing this dominant Eagles defensive line, I do expect the pocket to collapse just a bit in this game, and I do see Patrick Mahomes scrambling out the pocket and trying to help move the ball against this elite Eagles defense. And last but not least, we are going with a Saquon Barkley parlay. We are going with the anytime touchdown and 110 plus total yards. The Chiefs have allowed at least 100 total yards to the running back position in the playoffs, and that is to Joe Mixon and James Cook. Barkley should definitely hit this number quite easily with the offensive line that he has. The Chiefs have allowed 3 touchdowns to the running back position in the last 2 playoff games. Meanwhile, Barkley has 5 touchdowns in the last 2 playoff games. In the last 5 games in which the Chiefs defensive starters were on the field, the running back position has hit at least 100 yards in 4 of them. Barkley has been a force for this Eagles rushing attack, and since he's been named Offensive Player of the Year, I am expecting a huge game for Saquon Barkley, and if the Eagles win, he is definitely my vote for the MVP. Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown combined with 110 plus total yards just seems very right for me in this game. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the content, please give the video a thumbs up and comment below on your player prop predictions for this upcoming Super Bowl. Thank you so much and catch you guys next time.